First at 4, a Western New York family is remembering a husband, father, and public servant taken decades after answering the call on 9/11. Officer Ronald Bosela died from a ground zero related illness, and now his loved ones are sharing the life and sacrifice behind the uniform. 2 on Your Side's Alyssa Clausell brings us the story.
You know, I love that photo. It was so typical of him.
Georgette and Ronald Bosela were life partners.
Together, we loved the outdoors, we loved the water, we loved traveling. He was the love of my life.
But for nearly 2 months,
He'd been gone 57 days.
Georgette, her son Brian, and their family are learning to live with only his memory.
When he was sick, he would spend a lot of time in this room, and he couldn't wait for the tree to blossom, right in front of the window. And I'm sad that he can't see it.
Ronald Bosela was a U.S. Navy veteran who built a career rooted in service. But his true passion was protecting the environment as an officer with the Department of Environmental Conservation.
He got his dream job because of the environment, his love of wildlife and everything to protect it. He was so committed to that.
An outdoorsman who decided to go for it.
He was in his late 30s, and then all of a sudden he was trying out for the DEC Academy. So like normally that's, meant for people in their 20s.
He went on to serve more than 2 decades, including one of the most defining moments in modern history.
He was again stationed on right at Ground Zero.
Karen Prizaklek was with him on that assignment.
Our focus down there was to try to mitigate some of the air pollution down there.
In moments that tested many, he stood out as someone others could count on.
Just somebody you would want to have on your team as a police officer.
7 years later, time would reveal the health effects that many 9/11 first responders face.
Throat cancer, later,
Esophageal.
that they treated at Roswell. And then the biggest thing was the COPD compounded with the debris and so his lungs had the debris in there, so he could never clear, fully heal.
His family says despite it all, he never gave up.
He had a will to live even through all the pain.
And that strength defined him to the very end.
He was a great father and grandfather. He was strong. He was very dutiful.
On Your Side, Alyssa Clausell, Channel 2 News.